and ultimately, just keep active, stay active, So after graduating college, I was actually bartending at this little country club in Rensselaer, Curtis Creek, if you remember.
Okay.
And someone asked me about what I thought about insurance, and I said I didn't. So my focus in college was marketing management. I knew I'd do some sort of business because I thought I was entrepreneurial, but really had no plan other than work with people, be around people, not be sitting in an office. I had to see people. I had to get out. So
Yeah, you're definitely extroverted. Now, your mom works at St. Joe,
my
right?
mother's she was a professor for 30 plus years, retired, and then St. Joe obviously went down in 2017. She retired in 2015.
Yeah.
So thankfully, was protected around all that. But so she's a teacher. My dad was a teacher and my coach in high school. So he coached me in track and cross country. So I knew I wanted to do something where I was kind of educating people. Yeah. And that's why I chose the field I did, because unless you do it all the time, you don't remember everything. So I get a chance to go out there, be a teacher, a coach, and an entrepreneur all in one. And that's why I kind of chose the path.
So you're bartending, someone talks to you about insurance. What's the next step for you after that?
So I was kind of like, great, insurance. Let me talk to the next person. He said, no, you know what? I'd like for you to come up and meet some people that work in Valparaiso. And so I'm like, all right, I'll go up there. And so I met some people, and they were kind of good old boys but real easy to talk to. And we're like, I'm telling you, this is a tremendous opportunity. And I'm like, okay. So went through the licensing process, did all that stuff. And it was like, okay, this is more than just, like I said, the commodity side of it. This is actually a relationship business that you can go out and spend an hour or an hour and a half with a farmer or a business owner and get to know them. Yeah. And then you eventually forge this friendship. And it's like, I have a lot of friends. Insurance sometimes gets in the way of that because of just the technical things, parts of it. But I wanted to meet as many neat people as possible. And this career has allowed me to do that. So,
yeah. So you go, I do know a little bit of your story. You obviously don't start your own thing right away. You go and, cut your teeth. You work for State Farm. Was that your first place you worked?
I worked with Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau, okay.
Yeah. So I worked there about 10 years. Really, I'll tell you, and we'll get into this, but I think the advantage that I had was because I did college athletics and I was required to get up super early, even in college. I never stopped that. To this day, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and getting up early and being prepared when you go and being ready to put your best foot forward immediately was a huge advantage, because some people were coming to the office at 9 or 8:30 or whatever. And I'm like, I can get there at 7, do all this paperwork everyone's inundated with, usually, and I can get out and do the things I want to do to be successful by 8:30 or 9 in the morning. So I felt like that was the one advantage I had then. And now that if I can teach anything to my 3 sons, it's like, get up, get ready, get prepared, and you'll be amazed at your results, because, I can work a 10-hour day and be done at 4:00 and still see all the track events and all the things that my kids are doing and be there.
Yeah, I'm just like, I grew up in a home where I had to wake up early every day, like 5:30, 6 every day. I didn't get to sleep in on the weekends.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was in the military for 12 years, and I hate waking up early. But this is the thing, is I have noticed when I actually commit to waking up early, 5:30, 6, and what's hard is in industry I work full time in, no one starts work until 8:30. Right. So it's like kind of like I can do a lot of that work beforehand. But I do, it is true. If I wake up at 5:36, I exercise or do something in the morning, I feel so much better. And I moved my time back, as my career, 'cause when I was in retail, my stores didn't open until 10. So it was like, okay, I would start a little bit later because I had to work later. But now I am slowly coming back down to where I'm waking up early. But I agree. Yeah, it is nice just to be done. But when you're a business owner, you still get the emails after anyway.
I can say that I could be done at 4, but I'm not. But at the same time, I feel like the hard project grind work can be done a lot easier when you have more daylight or more time in that day.
Yeah.
Rather than taking it to bed with you or whatever, I'm able to kind of the things I can control can be done earlier, and that's really what I feel like.
Well, you kind of said, I think one of the positive parts about waking up early in the morning is you're by yourself.
Right.
I feel like that's the only time people aren't bugging you.
Exactly.
Because even from 4 to 6, 4 to 7, I'm still getting emails.
Right.
But no one's emailing me at 5:30 or 6 in the morning.
Yep.
So it's like kind of like the clearest point.
It's like an advantage, I think. It's
Yeah.
like this weird
Yeah.
thing where it's like, oh, I got an edge on the day because I do that. And I get that alone time that I crave too, because if you're talking to people all day long or
Yeah.
solving problems all day long, you know, as humans, we need that time to reflect and be, you know, kind of gives me my moments to be thankful, you know, and then really set a plan out as opposed to being reactive when I go start my day. So.